Here we are. Here's the huckster. Let's see if I can get the angle to show the dent in the bottom of the huckster.
It's not just one dent.
Oh yeah, that's
like
a you can sort of see the dent. You have to know that the dent. Oh, that's not bad. There's there's the hole.
That's the hole.
Okay, so the huckster is in New Orleans, and this is Rich and Phil at the end of their journey, about 2 months late, right? Because you got here in August.
66 days. No, we got here in July. Got here
July
26th.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're here now in October.
Yeah.
Having driven Richard's submarine car down here through 10 million gallons of rain, and it now has new windshield wiper blades because we couldn't see when we were driving. So tell the story of the final night. We have a big question.
Okay.
We heard the story over the phone that you went to some park and your dad was like somewhere else. And the question that's been on our mind for 2 months ever since is, why the heck did you paddle down the river to him instead of him driving to you?
Well, we can explain that.
Okay.
The reason that we did that is because we were under the impression that it wasn't very far. We were under the impression that there was one more bend, and then that was it. And it turned out there was only one more bend, but it was a long distance to the bend, and then it was a long distance past the bend. And by the time we had gone that far, understand, right before and right past Audubon Park is nothing but shipyard. You can't even dock.
Well, I like the story about nearly hitting the boat.
Well,
the ship.
No. We did not nearly hit a ship. We nearly hit a dredge.
Yeah,
there was
almost ran into a dredge.
And it wasn't, I mean, it was, the thing is that when you're going at night, you have all these orange lights that are making up all the factories and all the buildings and all that stuff. And you can't really make out shapes. You can only see the lights and sort of gauge where the shoreline is. And while we were going along, and the thing that the dredges have is they have this giant arm that sticks out and sucks up all the silt and all the stuff off the bottom that slowly swings. Well, we see all of the lights going along, and then as we get closer, we see that there's this dotted light sticking out away from the shoreline. And Rich, I didn't really notice it. I was thinking it was a shoreline. And Rich says, "Hey, Phil."
I couldn't really see it. I was like, what is that in front of it? Is that a dredge, Phil? It's like, yeah, that's a dredge. I was like, are we going to go around it? He was like, yeah, I got it.
So, at one point, like, I can only imagine what they're thinking, but there's the people that beamed us with a spotlight.
Oh.
And we're paddling by, and we just like sort of sit there like, hey, how you doing?
And then they called another tow that was up the ways, and they beamed us too around the same time.
Yeah.
So this is the very spot that ended the journey.
Yep.
And that dredge is kind of like the dredge you guys hit, right? Kind of.
Yeah, probably. We couldn't really see it too well.
New Orleans. Okay, and then there's this cool park. And the church and all.
Disneyland.
Disneyland. Well, that's a good spot to stop.
Yeah.